Hi, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do do we have any? Wait a second. I got something. Okay. This is Marilyn. We do have audio. I had something on my laptop just start blasting. Um. Okay. Hello, everybody. This is Marilyn, and it's time for Welcome to My World. This is the 12th of July, which is a Tuesday. So happy Tuesday, everybody. Um, and welcome to NQ's been a little tough to trade, I think, this morning. Um, there are people, I think, that got some ticks off of it. It seems to be, when I look at all four of these indices, TF may be a little bit stronger today, but they're all uh, pretty much in sync. NQ is in a pretty tight range, and I think it was Jack that had a great idea this morning. He put on an iron condor in spreads, so that should work out real well. One of the things early this morning, I noticed the VIX was below 13, and that was pre-market before I had the power outage, which apparently was a transformer because it was a loud blast outside. Anyway, right now the VIX trading about 13.5, and that's not likely to produce any wild moves in these indices. But the place to be today, there were 4 places to find good trending trades, and that's crude oil, gold, bonds, and for you Forex pairs traders, my goodness, the Japanese yen, I don't know where it's going to stop. It's just going down and down. I mean, it made a move up for about 30 minutes, and then it's never weakened since. It just keeps on going down. So this is like hours and hours of it going down and down. When we have the indices as strong as they have been, and the commodities are gold. Oil is certainly springing back to life. The bond market's starting to sell off. Tomorrow will be interesting because in the afternoon there will be the 30-year bond auction. I think it's tomorrow. Maybe it's Thursday. I can't remember. But today is the 10-year note auction. So if you trade bonds, or if you trade the 10-year symbols in ZN on that auction is at 101 today. So let's see here. Another great trade this morning especially for the spread people. If you haven't taken a look at the Aussie dollar, and you look at the Aussie dollar futures, which is the 6A, that is a fabulous. It's just the most wonderful iron condor premium collection trade you could possibly find. It's just perfect. You get those your bird wings or insects or whatever you're trading, get them out wide enough, because the Aussie dollar has done absolutely nothing but go up and down and up and down and up and down for hours. So usually that trades with the U.S. dollar as a pair, and the U.S. dollar has moved a little bit, but since about 3 or 4 this morning, the Aussie dollar's in a very tight range. So I wanted to show you a couple of things. on my camera, I changed these charts up a little bit because I am making room for, I think most of us are trading the C's. I have my old gray chart, the old gray chart that I like so much. I have a small one over on another monitor. But I think most people are trading the C's system now. And this will leave us room where I can add this other chart when it becomes available. And this is going to be real useful to us once we learn how to use it. So I have a pre-beta version that's, I'm trying to get my eyes used to paying attention to. But once this thing is refined and the programmers are ready to let go of it, there'll be room on this camera to put it up. So anyway, this morning, gold had a move. It just started down and it hasn't stopped, and that was about 10:30. It did chop for a little bit after the E entry, but it managed to keep on going down. And of course, crude oil would have been wonderful if we'd all been up at 3:30 in the morning, but since we weren't, looks like about 9:30. You could have caught, there's a trend catcher entry right here at 45.90, 95-ish. And that you could have taken down at least to the magnet. And then, but when this E right here, this is what I wanted to show you, the value of using a couple of different charts set on different time frames. This E right here turned up, coming right off. I mean, this is just beautiful. It cleared the 50 EMA, which can act as support right here. Once it's cleared that, notice what's happening down here to the deviation mountain. Looks like it bottomed out right here, and with this P, it started back up. As long as this deviation mountain keeps going up, this price level will keep going up. It's hit pretty much a high up here. It's gone to the 1.5 deviation, or within a couple of ticks of it. And this big magnet right here, but if you get in this down here off this E, or with the trend catcher, or as it clears the high of yesterday, or if you wait for the MVP, any of those are perfectly valid places and or entries to get in. But my point is, when you do that and you see this thing go up, now this is a 12-tick chart. Okay, where do you expect it to go? Well, the first place would be this magnet. The next place would be the high of the day. The next place would be the next magnet, this big magnet. This is an old big magnet right here. This is a serious price level at 46.50. And if you can squeeze more ticks out of it, that's great. And it may very well do that, because the expected range, the crude oil bus driver loves the expected range boxes. And it may go up here to the top of this range box. But after a run like this, I mean, if you got in down here at the E, you've had some significant profit. But when you look up here at the 6 tick, now remember the 6 tick moves twice as fast because it's only 6 ticks. But let's just say this caught your attention right here and you got in right here. If you watch this at every one of these levels, it pulled back a little bit, which you would expect it to do. But what happened is you got another E on the 6 tick, another E, another E. Have you ever entered a trade with one contract and thought to yourself, gee, after the whole thing, after you see the whole run go, and you think to yourself, Gee, I wish if I'd known it was going to be that good, I might have put on another contract or even another one. Well, every time you see one of these E's on a lesser, a shorter frame, like 6 versus 12 or 5 versus 10 or whatever it is you do, this makes a really good point to add on another contract. So let's say you started down here with one contract and your account size and your money management and your 5%, everything was there. It's just that you don't want to start with a whole bunch of contracts and then think, oh, good grief, what if this goes against me? But this will give you the confidence to add on another contract and get, in other words, enhance your trade. So I hope that helps a little bit. See what's happening here to this. This is a stochastic, but this crude oil is looking like on the 30-minute, and we're at the noontime hour, that it might want to back off of here a little bit. So right here at this big magnet is a pretty good profit-taking spot. But we are seeing 20 and 23 lot orders come in at 46.52. So they're buying 46.52s. Let's see if they start a big sell-off up here. Anyway, that's kind of another use for that 6-tick chart. And certainly, if you notice, the exceeding volume was encouraging also. I did want to mention one thing today. I keep forgetting to tell you this. I know every day it seems like there's 6,000 things we all need to focus our attention on. But we were getting notices for a while on that Windows 10 was being offered for free, and I think that's about to expire. As I recall, it was the end of the month. But and I changed my trading computer over. If you are going to use NinjaTrader 8 when it is released, I'm beginning to think if it is. I know it's in beta, and I know a lot of people are using it. I'm going to let them be the guinea pigs on that one. I've got way too much on my plate right now. But you will have to have Windows 10 to operate NinjaTrader 8. Now, having said that, I put Windows 10 on a laptop, and I absolutely hated it. And I thought, well, I was going to have to take it off. Okay, thanks, Jim. Jim just put in here that July 29th is the end of the free Windows thing. After that, they're going to charge you 100 and something or other for it. I mean, fancy that. Microsoft. So anyway, it was pointed out to me that my laptop is of an age, with the technology of an age, that it cannot operate on Windows 10. So you might want to investigate that before you do anything. But my point is, if you put on 10 and then take it off, apparently Windows will allow you to add the 10 back on at some future time for free. So, anyway, that's my news blurb for today. I hope that was clearer than mud. And Lori says you can run NinjaTrader 8 off of Windows 7 or 8, but you have to upgrade the net framework first. So since I don't know how to do that, I'm just a little handicapped in that department. We'll get Lori to tell us all how to do that. Or there's always the genius department at Apex. They know everything. So anyway, for tomorrow, we will have, let's see here, that will be the 13th. 13th, we do have crude oil inventory tomorrow. 8:30, we've got import prices, and there is some European numbers come out earlier, 4:35 in the morning. But at 10 o'clock will be some significant 10, yeah, and this will be 30 minutes ahead of the crude oil inventories. Keep that in mind. There will be some significant Canadian economic news because the Bank of Canada is going to make a rate statement, and they're going to deal with their overnight rates, and their monetary policy report is due out. So that could boost crude oil, the price of crude oil coming right after that. So be aware that on crude oil inventory day, that is usually not the case, but it is this time. And then tomorrow at 1:01 is the 30-year bond auction. Let's see. I think, the other thing I wanted to let you know is apparently in the UK, a lot of people are trading the euro dollar pair. And the UK is getting a new prime minister. So we want to pay attention to if you trade the British pound or the dollar euro pair, I'd kind of keep an eye out for what the UK's response is to all this, because David Cameron is resigning, I think, today. Only it's last night there now, or whatever it is. So, and somebody's asking if they have a problem with NinjaTrader cutting in and out. It's probably the internet. If you might want to check with your provider. So let's see. The questions in here before I leave are, Jared wants to know if I trade mostly CL. I used to trade almost exclusively CL, and I got tired of having a jerk bus driver every once in a while, and it was very frustrating to me. So now I've learned from Lori, probably the best I can, to watch NQ and YM on the days when crude oil is having a really bad hair day because the bus driver is stuck somewhere and can't make up his mind what he wants to do. Then the indices can make really nice trades, and vice versa. Today the indices haven't been that great. They've straightened up a little bit in the last hour or so. But when they're having a bad hair day, then the commodities usually are a lot better place to go. So, Lori, are you going to go in your conference room today? Because I have found that very, very helpful. I don't know about the rest. Okay. Lori will post a link to get into the conference room, and I strongly urge you to go in there, because she goes through these charts with minutia of exactly what to look for. And keep in mind, number one, you got to keep it very simple. So there's a lot of kissing here. And number two, you've got to pee, a lot of peeing. You have got to get so picky about those entries. Those entries have to be really picky. And keep in mind the patience factor. The patience, of course, I find the patience factor really difficult. I'm working